Well, Texas plans to put a new reservoir on the Sulphur River to help meet the demand for the water in greater Dallas-Fort Worth area. Now, it would be located in Titus and Red River counties, and the state would use eminent domain to take about 200,000 acres of land. Now, as you might imagine, many landowners are dead set against it. And one of those landowners is with us today, retired Superintendent Stanley Jesse of Cuthand, Texas in Red River County. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
Tell us a little bit about your ranch and how this reservoir would impact you and impact those around you.
Okay, so before I talk about the ranch, I'd like to talk a little bit about Marvin Nichols Reservoir and kind of give an overview of it. Dallas Water District wants to build a reservoir, but they don't want to build it in their region. They want to build it in Northeast Texas, in our area, on our land. And so this reservoir would take 200,000 acres of private-owned property and take it away from private ownership to build the reservoir. 66,000 acres would be the reservoir. There'd be flood 66,000 acres of land, but 130,000 acres would be mitigation land. The state requires mitigation land if reservoirs are built. So 200,000 acres of private-owned land would be taken from ownership to build the reservoir to pipe water back to Dallas. And so as far as our ranch, we live in Cuthand, Texas, little small communities in Red River County, and we have a family ranch of 1,200 acres. And we would, the reservoir would flood approximately 350 acres of our ranch, but I'm afraid we would lose everything to eminent domain because it's right on Marvin Nichols. So I think we would lose everything that we own if the reservoir comes in.
Why are they choosing a certain area versus the area that would be closer and less impactful to you?
It's a good question. Sulphur River, they're focusing on Sulphur River because there is a lot of water with Sulphur River, so they're focusing on that. And that's the reason they want to build it, because it is an area that has water. But Dallas has other options for water other than this reservoir, which is pretty aggravating, very aggravating, because there are other options that they have without doing this destructive reservoir.
How did you find out about this? Did somebody just knock on your door? Did you get a letter in the mail saying this is the next step
No,
that's going to be happening?
We have been fighting it for over 25 years. It first went into the first plan in 1968. But we've been fighting it for 25 years. We've been fighting it hard for 25 years. And I say we, everybody that's going to lose property to that. So Cuthand and all the surrounding areas are going to have been fighting it.
So the impact is just devastating for you. You mentioned 350 acres that would be flooded, and then other property owners along with that are going to be just as impacted.
Yeah, like I said, 200,000 acres of land would be taken. That's private-owned land that would be taken away from landowners.
How do you come together? Is there a solution that you guys can work together? Is there a compromise that you've been able to kind of meet with anybody and say, can we try this? Could we do something else? Have you had any luck with that?
Well, Region C they're proposing the reservoir. That's Dallas. In Region D, there's water plans, and Region C has it on the water plan, and Region D does not. And we try and work that out, but the way to work that out is it needs to come off of Region C's water plan. And they need to find other sources of water, which they have other sources of water. And I'm saying that to say, in my opinion, this reservoir is not about the need for water. I think this reservoir is about the greed for money, because it's a $7 billion project. And some people are going to make a lot of money off this project. Freese & Nichols is a consulting engineering firm. And they would be in charge of designing and building the reservoir, but they'd make billions of dollars off of that. They're also the consultants for Region C. They're consultants for Dallas. So they consult Dallas on what to do for their future water needs, and on the other side, they're going to build the reservoir and make billions of dollars if it's built. Conflict of interest, in my opinion.
Where do you go from here?
And also, well, I want to say this also, the land that they could take from us for eminent domain would be sold for lakefront property for hundreds of thousands of dollars. They take it from us and then sell it for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So land developers, people make hundreds of millions of dollars, and the landowners get to pick up what we have, which is nothing, and leave. And they profit from the land that we just had to give them.
Now, Stanley, you mentioned that there's a group of you that are fighting this. How can people learn more about the group and become involved with you?
Yeah, so there's a organization called Preserve Northeast Texas, and there's a website, preservenortheasttexas.org, and it has a lot of information on there. And it was developed to fight Marvin Nichols Reservoir and to oppose any project that's trying to take people's property rights away from them. So you go to that website, find a lot of information about this project and about how to fight it. And there's an online petition that you can sign to oppose it. Another thing you can do, that anybody can do, when you hear this, tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell your family about it, because nobody knows about it. It's very, very quiet. People need to know it, and so they can oppose it.
Absolutely. Well, Stanley, thank you for giving us some of your time today. We wish you the best of luck in your fight,
All right.
guys. We're going to put that information. You can see it right there on your screen at Preserve Northeast Texas. You can visit the website to learn more.